What is up, Gemini? Welcome to your general timeless reading. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. My name is Jordyn. I'm a Master Reiki practitioner and a tarot reader. So if you want either of those, you can book your session down below through my website and description box. But let's get into it, Gemini. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Again, these are timeless, so take what resonates, leave the rest, and they're general. I said that backwards, but whenever you see this is when it's most meant for you. So let's get into it. Gemini. I heard forensics. When I hear forensics, that to me is like you're wanting to research things, you're wanting to dig into things. This could also be digging into the old self, like the death of self, right? Forensics. Okay, let's continue. Knight of Wands in reverse and the King of Pentacles in reverse. This comes across to me as the uncertainty, right? The uncertainty of what you want to build, what you want to create. Because the King of Pentacles, and this is really common right now because it's Aries season, right? We're wanting to move forward and it's like, can I really do it? Like, do I have the drive, like the energy to go and do these things? Yes, you totally do. The Knight of Wands is that scattered, like misfiring energy going everywhere though. So it's the need to kind of hone your energy back to self and really center it and just remind yourself to stay focused at this time. Because the King of Pentacles to me, it's like the teeter-totter of the masculine energy who's like, I'm not fully scarcity mindset. Yeah, I believe in myself, but at times I'm dipping into it, right? It's like that lack of faith in oneself. Okay, let's continue. This doesn't have to be just in regards to like building things materially. This could also be in regards to your relationship. So just keep that in mind too. Just take it as it resonates because they're general. Gemini. I just heard fear of loss. Okay. We have the Tower, the Strength in reverse. I'm not taking this big old stack. We'll keep those two. Bottom of the deck is the Fool. I love this. Your overall energy is the Fool. So definitely brand new cycle coming in. Again, Aries season, first sign of the zodiac. So we are starting over. We have the Tower, the Strength card, and the Ace of Swords. The Tower is Aries, Mars, Scorpio energy. So very fitting for the time we're in. Then we have Strength. So Strength is Leo energy. And then we have the Ace of Swords. So it's the need to shift into the new face, right? The new truth. It's allowing the ego, the old pride, the old way of perceiving things that triggered a lot of fear and insecurities, faulty foundations, allowing that to fall away, okay? And then once we work through those things, that's when you're going to have the clarity of where you want to plant your seeds and where you want to move forward. And that's amazing, okay? For some of you, this is going to be communication coming your way because this is the person you're dealing with. Just be mindful of that. Others of you, it's you going through this. So again, just take it how it resonates. I'm really torn between... Yeah, let's do spellcasters. Let's do spellcasters for you. Yeah, okay. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter placements. Let's look at this King of Pentacles energy for Gemini. Why is the King of Pentacles here? I think this is somebody in your environment. I really do. Like the more I get into clarifying it. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Sorry, Page of Swords in reverse. I don't know why I said Page of Pentacles. Page of Swords in reverse. I feel like this is the person that's eventually going to come in and communicate. They're not sure how to approach. They're not sure how to tell you what they're feeling. This is a very... what steps should I take kind of energy, because the Page of Swords is that lack of clarity. It's not knowing their truth. It's kind of like, should I go here, should I go there? Knight of Wands, Ten of Swords. Yeah, this makes a lot of sense with the Ten of Swords, because as individuals right now, we're all working through our own like shedding old ways of being, because it's the first sign in the zodiac. Chiron's hanging out in Aries. That's the wounded healer. But this individual is kind of like, maybe I should approach this completely differently, like an entire new makeup. Because if they were seen as a player, if they were seen as someone who was non-committal, if they were seen as someone who would say a lot of things, but they wouldn't live up to that, they're realizing that that way of being was rooted in a lot of insecurities or old pains or old hurts, and that's what needs to go, okay? Let's look at the Tower now. The Tower. Let's see what's going on here. Lovers in reverse. Yeah. I don't think the relationship's ending. I think the way it was, yeah. And then you have the Six of Swords is ending. Because the Lovers in reverse is decisions, it's choices. And this almost feels like determining factors. Like, if this doesn't change, then I need to go. Like, this is not going to work anymore. And the Six of Swords, we need to move out of conflict. We need to move out of this mentality of like, things are always bad or it's always going to be this way. Because if we always have that thought process, if we're always taking in that same information and giving our body and our soul that same information, we're manifesting that same exact lifestyle, that same exact relationship consistently over and over. And this person's realizing how their thoughts, their worries, their concerns are perpetuating this faulty foundation to the relationship, as is the other person, because it's a mirror. It's a Lovers in reverse, right? It's a mirror. So let's look at Strength. Judgment. Oh, I love this so much. Judgment is the soul's call, right? So this is that regeneration. It's the, okay, I need to allow the death of the old self, the death of the old thoughts, the death of the old personality, right? The death of the old way of being. It's like waking up and saying, okay, today I'm not going to complain. Today, hello, how are you doing? Today I'm not going to do anything that is negative in regards to, because negative is a polarity, but like low vibrational. I'm not going to speak anything that is low, you know. It's choosing to do that. I'm only going to Six of Pentacles, put out to the universe what I want to receive. It's making that choice to no longer work from the wounded ego, from the hurt pride, from the part of you that doesn't know how to tame the ego. Because Strength is the gentle feminine taming the beast, right? It's the part of you that is taming the part that wants to protect you, the lion, right? The ego, because the ego is the protector. It's the guard at the gate. It's the anger. It's the frustration. It's the hurt. It's the pain. It's the fight. It's the flight. It's the push away. It's the isolation. The things we do to protect ourselves. It's learning that when we continuously work through those aspects, we're actually hindering our ability to connect with others. But if I allow that old way of perceiving and processing information to fall away, if I stop sending those signals in my brain to my emotions and to my body for like anxiety response and physical responses, I'm going to be at more peace, at more balance. Homeostasis. Okay? Let's look at the Ace of Swords. A lot going on. Let's look at the Ace of Swords. I heard the truth is in nature. You might actually feel the need to be outside more during this time. You might feel the need to travel a lot, or you might feel the need to be, listen, I'm not one to be like, oh my gosh, eat all organic all the time. But you might feel the need to really detox in this sense of like, I'm going to eat a little bit more cleaner, or drink a lot more water, or do things that are just better for myself, right? Three of Wands in reverse and the Five of Swords in reverse. Because you're seeing the opportunity to release conflict, to release tension in your life, right? And with the Ace of Swords there, between the Five and the Ace of Swords is the Four of Swords in reverse. You know that it's going to require some sort of self-care, some sort of, let me retreat, let me take time for myself, let me do some healing, okay? Star in reverse, this tells me it's been a long time coming. Let's look at the Knight of Swords. Let's see how this is. Let's look at the Knight of Swords. The Hierophant and the Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay. This feels weird. Like, it's almost like you're pursuing commitment. Like, you're pursuing commitment, but this commitment feels to self. And I feel like this is what you and the other person are both doing. Nine of Swords in reverse is like, it's committing to the fact that I'm no longer going to sit in the struggle, no longer going to sit in the mindset of the victim, of the struggle, of the failure, of this. Like, it is my turn to choose to do better, to choose to do these amazing things that I'm capable of doing. It's like a massive like light switch was just flicked for both people, and that's what's making this commitment thrive. It's a mirror though. It's two, because honestly throughout the whole reading, when it feels like one person but it's like two energies showing up, to me that means that it's a massive mirror. And so if you're going through this with another individual, it's because you're both learning the lesson of a true Ten of Cups for self. And then when you have the Ten of Cups for self, you attract it in your external environment as well. So let's look at the Seven of Pentacles of what you're investing in. It's like a true alignment. Oh, snap, crackle, pop. Okay. So we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. We have the Six of Wands in reverse, the Four of Wands, and the Eight of Swords. So it's almost pondering, like, what do I most need in order to have my best form of self-care, right? What works best for you? And then you have the Six of Wands in reverse and the Four of Wands. It's realizing that you might be seeking validation, because the Six of Wands is someone who's coming out of battle and they're like, oh my gosh, somebody give me a round of applause. Like, somebody like recognize me. If you've been seeking that through the external foundations in your life, you're realizing it's time to give it to yourself, because it's consumed your thoughts. It's consumed your thoughts, and you've been waiting and waiting for those things to grow that you've invested in externally to you. And you're like, wait, I need to start investing back in me, because that's what's going to grow. That's what's going to flourish. And that's when I thrive, right? Queen of Swords in reverse. And that's where the lack of clarity was, the lack of truth, because it was the wounded warrior, right? It was giving up on self and hoping to find that fulfillment in the external. Guilty, right? Guilty. Nobody's on a high horse on this channel, right? We're all human. It's human, but it's part of the learning process, right? And then we get back to the Fool. And the Fool is the start of the new journey. And remember, you went through the death of self, judgment, to resurrection, basically, right? Not getting religious, because like you could research. No, I'm not going to get into that. Sorry, nerdy. Let's look at the Fool. I was going to say something about like Egypt and all that, but put me on a whole nother tangent. Then you have the High Priestess, the World in reverse, and the Ace of Pentacles. And then you have the Magician, Ten of Pentacles, and the Chariot in reverse. I'm going to take all of it because it's amazing and I love it. So with the High Priestess in reverse, the World, and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, you're understanding that this new cycle is going to require a shift in your consciousness. The High Priestess isn't just about, oh, now I see into the unknown. Oh, the veil is lifted. Right? If you study tarot, you know that these are like the stereotypical meanings of the High Priestess. The High Priestess is also about shifting your physical mind into a higher state of consciousness. It's about achieving a state where you see things from a higher perspective, right? Higher in the sense of dimensions and whatnot, right? And then you have the World, right? The World is not just like, ooh, a cycle's closed. It's also recognizing how karma or cyclic energies have repeated in your life. You're realizing and cementing a lesson, judgment. The Hierophant, the High Priest, not just about commitments, also lessons, contracts, karma, karmic lessons. Judgment is known as karma. The High Priest is the teacher in tarot, right? Because you're learning this lesson of how the mind affects the physical body and in turn creates these emotions and the ego and all of this, like you're educating yourself simply on how this amazing machine works, you're going to be stepping into a very solid foundation. But that is the merge of science and spirituality. You're learning to merge the two because you're learning the science, the mechanics of the machine that you are, right? Well, if I learn how my brain works properly, I'm not saying to go study psychology, like literally go watch Rewired on Gaia or something, and you're gonna be like, holy shit, all they're talking about is like manifestation, but they talk about it in a way that shows you how it affects your brain. It's really interesting. I'd highly recommend it. Okay, but this is really cool because you're both gonna shift into a more fulfilled state as individuals, and it's gonna lead you to a more fulfilled life as a pair. Okay? This is what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you want a personal reading or a Reiki session, book it down below through my website description box. I am moving in the month of April, so if you see that like I'm really booked up, it's just because I have certain days and weeks off because I'm moving, so just be mindful of that. And check out Patreon if you want discounts on personal readings, Reiki sessions, bundles and whatnot. Patron gets that. We do monthly readings, energy shift readings, moon cycle readings, weekly Patreon only videos. Lots of live chats, meditations, and some other stuff too. So check it out. I love you guys. I wish you